All right. So I had 2 messages come to me in the last 24 hours. I'm going to try to not make these very long. I'm so just exhausted. And honestly, I'm probably not going to make as many videos. I'm going to kind of take a break from it, truthfully, because it's just, I don't know. Something in me is just kind of like, I'll do it when I feel like it, and I'll do it when that's it. I don't know. There's a lot of things that have come to me in the last 24, 48 hours of some dots and just certain things that I've connected that really just makes me unsettled when it comes to my family. And I'm just, I don't know, just kind of walking through the motions of that, and processing it the way that I do. And that's just the truth. The power of reciprocity. The power of reciprocity. That is such a big deal. It's so hard for me to take compliments because it's like being raised, like it's just not, I don't know. They were always like kind of backing at compliments, or there was always a hidden angle or a hidden illusion behind it. Some jealousy and envy there in a lot of different cases. And so, I don't know, it was just really unique. And you just pick up on things. And so when you feel deeply people's emotions, whether they're wearing them out loud or not, you can still feel them. It's like, how to different ways dim your light to where other people don't feel less than what they already are. And that's just something that I kind of adopted as a child. I just kind of learned. And so a lot of different things, a lot of different emotions, a lot of different traumas, and being silenced and then kind of dictated this way, this put in front of my face, you should be this way, And so I think we all kind of go through these different dynamics within our family. But now in this season of life that I find myself in, it's like I'm finally receiving in different ways respect in ways that I just never was shown before, even with companies like where my opinion and what I said just got pushed under the rug. Half the time it got shushed. Half the time it got manipulated and gaslit, quite frankly. And so it's crazy to me to be in an environment now in the working world where that is not the case. It's like, I'm like, what's going on? I'm not used to it. I'm not used to it by any means. It's crazy to me. And it just goes to show me just how much within my work world up until this last year that there was just so many things within myself that I just allowed. Based off my upbringing, based off my own insecurities, based off social conditioning. And it's so like I'm just reparenting myself in that, but also forgiving myself because I still get bamboozled all the time where I want to see the best in people. And then when they show me, certain things and it's like I still don't see it. And it's so hard, in reference to the reality that I find myself living in, because it's just like, golly, it's so crazy to me to be surrounded by people that are just playing their part. It's weird to me, but I know it's happening. I 100% know it's happening. I know it is. I mean, there's been so many, I just do. And so just imagine walking through that world like Truman in that movie. It's just crazy. It's absolutely bonkers. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I literally wouldn't. And so it's like I found myself walking through this world and I'm just dumbfounded, like scratching my head like, is this even real, right? And I know different things that I say, we're all feeling that. We're scratching our head, turning on the news, like, is this even real? Is this really happening? And when you start walking through your growth, because you don't grow and heal overnight. It takes time. It takes years. And it's just, I find myself so often just like having moments. But in reference to some different things and just the dynamics with, my son and my parents and just the angle of that. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it, but then I have on the other side, you have Charlie, who was a sitting duck by the ones he loved the most. And he just wanted to see the best in everybody. And I get that, and then when you wake up to that and it's the people you love the most, it's hard. And so it's just one of those things. It's one of those things. Blame the government when you choose to play along. That's one thing I cannot stand. So often enough in my day-to-day conversations, where people like share their insight in reference to whether we go into like a political argument or whatever the case might be, and it's like blame shifting, like blaming the government, but you play along in different ways, however that may be in my world, you know what you do. So it's like you have to find yourself in that area of like conversation. If you're placing blame on the government, are you playing along? Are you a piece on their puzzle? Are you getting a little side hustle? Are you doing some side acting that nobody knows about? Like, you have to ask yourself these questions, right? You can't blame the government if you're allowing them to control your life and your choices. You can't do that. Just like you can't blame the employer for everything when it comes to the economy and you not being paid enough, because it is not their fault that the economy sucks right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's a happy balance that you have to find within your world, and you have to figure out what that is to you. But I'm just saying that, like, we have become this culture where we blame all these certain areas instead of recognizing and going after the true problem, right? And the true problem is right now is just that the reality is nobody wants, I shouldn't say nobody, there's a lot of people fighting for truth. But there's also a plethora of people that are just wanting to push it underneath the rug. And they're not wanting to see change in the government. They're not wanting to see change in the economy. And you have to ask yourself, why? They're not wanting to see justice when it comes to Epstein files. Why? We're talking about child trafficking, human trafficking. I mean, what if these were your children? What if they could be your children? You're not going to live here forever. That's another thing that trips me out. In reference to like the amount of people and the grossness and the military operations and things like that and the presence of that. And it's like, if you do not fight for what's happening right now, and you're not on the right side of this, you have to understand that, like, you're not going to live here forever to protect your children. And what kind of world are you going to live your children in? Right? We're at the point now, we're at the precipice where we're trying to green light assassinations. We're trying to green light injustice in the judicial system. We're trying to green light the FBI corruption. And we're trying to green light just the amount of corruption and deceit and cover-ups that are within this world. Just based off people that are just... Greed takes a crazy train. I can't wrap my head around the fact of how greedy people have been in my world, my entire life, where they have made the choices that they have made. That's the biggest thing I can't wrap my head around. I just can't. I'm so dumbfounded by it. I really, truly am. I'm trying to understand where they're at, but then I understand that they're broken and it's childhood trauma and it's them not feeling worthy, because if they felt worthy, they wouldn't make these choices. That's clear as day. You do not make these choices if you felt worthy. You don't attack people. You don't take people out for money if you feel worthy. You just don't. You don't create wars for no reason if you felt worthy. And that's the problem, is these people think they're this, like, but they're really fighting the reality of that they don't feel worthy, because if they felt worthy, they wouldn't be doing these things. They wouldn't be making these actions. They wouldn't have to do all these cover-ups. They wouldn't, if you felt worthy. And it's like, what do we need to do to get more people to feel worthy so they're not making these choices? I feel like that's where we got to get to. In my world, in my